Hello everyone, I am Balaji Rao. Welcome to BR Max class. This is first class in increasing and decreasing functions. In this class, what are the things we are going to learn? You observe these graphs, we will learn what is strictly increasing function, what is increasing function, what is the difference between them, what is strictly decreasing function and what is decreasing function, what is the difference between them, what is exact definition of strictly increasing function, strictly decreasing function, when we say the function is neither increasing function nor decreasing function. All these things we are going to learn in today's class. This class is very interesting. Please watch the video till the end to understand all the topic clearly. Before going to start this video, please drop a like for this video. Without much delay, let's begin the class. First, we'll try to understand what is increasing function, what is strictly increasing function, what is strictly decreasing function, what is decreasing function. And when we say the function is neither increasing nor decreasing. First, you come to this strictly increasing function. When we say the function is strictly increasing function, by seeing the graph itself, we can say this is increasing function. Why we are looking from left to right, like this only? Why we are not looking like this right to left? Here, how to look it is very simple. We need to look from left to right. As x values are increasing, functional values are also increasing, then we say the function is increasing function. You observe here this is strictly increasing function. I'll tell you the difference between strictly increasing and increasing function. First you try to understand what is strictly increasing function. As x values are increasing, you can observe that functional values are strictly increasing. There is no way this graph is stationary. See, from the beginning itself, this is increasing function. Very nice graph actually. We want all marks to be like this, strictly increasing. From first test, in case if you got some marks like this in first test, second test like this, third test like this, fourth test like this, final test like this. Strictly increasing function. So, what is strictly increasing function? As x values are increasing, functional values are also increasing, then we say that the function is strictly increasing function. I'll tell you the definition and one important point also. First, you understand general idea of strictly increasing function. What is increasing function? You observe here, this is actually horizontal line like this. The graph is like this. Please observe, the graph is like this. This is increasing function only, but you observe this zone. In this zone, the graph is stationary. It is neither increasing nor decreasing. I hope you are understanding. In this zone, the function is neither increasing nor decreasing. Stationary. But overall, if we observe the graph is increasing only, right? But this is strictly increasing. This is our favorite graph. But this is also increasing, but in the middle, some stationary is there. This fellow not studied in the middle, right? That's why his marks are stationary. Then he realized that it is not the thing. Then he started reading, then increasing. So here, as x values are increasing, here also functional values are increasing, and particular case, in a particular zone, the functional values are same. So as x values are increasing, its functional values are also increasing, then we say that the function is strictly increasing function or increasing function. Here one point I want to say, strictly increasing function is a increasing function or not? Yes, strictly increasing function is a increasing function. Is increasing function is a strictly increasing function? No, this is not correct. Strictly increasing function is a increasing function, but increasing function is not a strictly increasing function. Okay, and when I explain the definition, you will come to know more clearly what is the difference between strictly increasing function and increasing function. You observe this decreasing function. As x values are increasing, if functional values, you observe functional values are decreasing. Correct? As x values are increasing, functional values are decreasing. So that's why this is decreasing function. Here in this particular zone, stationary is there. It is decreasing. You observe strictly decreasing. Nobody wants a business like this. In the beginning, he invested a lot. As the time is moving on, see, so many losses are coming. Finally, he is going to lose all the money, right? So this is strictly decreasing function. What you identified here, as x values are increasing, functional values are decreasing. I hope you understand. As x values are increasing, functional values are increasing, then we say that function is strictly increasing function or increasing function. As x values are increasing, functional values are decreasing, then we say that the function is decreasing function or strictly decreasing function. In a particular interval, you observe this behavior of the graph. See, from here to here this is increasing, from here to here this is decreasing, again increasing is there. On a particular interval, if the function behaves like this, some part increasing, some part increasing, some part decreasing, some part increasing like this, then we say that it is neither increasing nor decreasing. Now I am going to give the definitions of strictly increasing function, strictly decreasing function, decreasing function, and 4 important points related to these increasing functions and decreasing functions. You observe this. This is the definition of strictly increasing function. You observe the graph. As x values are increasing, its functional values are also increasing. Let f be a real valued function with domain D. That means f is a function whose range is real numbers and the domain is something like D. Okay. And open interval a comma b is subset of the domain. You observe this function domain is like this. You can see this open interval a comma b is a part of the domain. Open interval a comma b is subset of D. Then f is said to be strictly increasing on open interval a comma b. If x1 less than x2 implies f of x1 less than f of x2. This is the important one. x1 less than x2 implies f of x1 is strictly less than f of x2. Here the point is, this x1 less than x2 implies f of x1 less than f of x2 is there. Na? This tells you that when x values are increasing, f of x values are also increasing. For example, I'll take x1, x2. You see here, this is the point x1 and this is the point x2. Please observe this graph. This is x1, this is x2. Where I'll get f of x1? You see, this point is f of x1, correct? What is f of x? This is f of x1. Where is f of x2? You see, this is f of x2. This is f of x2. This is f of x1. F of x1 is clearly smaller than f of x2. I hope you are understanding. So if I take any two values x1, x2 in open interval a comma b, in this strictly increasing function, we can observe that when x1 is less than x2, you can observe here x1 is less than x2, f of x1 also strictly less than f of x2. Then we say that the function is strictly increasing function. Okay, so this is the definition. This is important. F is said to be strictly increasing on open interval a comma b if x1 less than x2 implies f of x1 less than f of x2 for all x1, x2 belongs to open interval a comma b. Most important point. See, this function is strictly increasing function. You take a point on this function. You draw the tangent to this function. You observe this is the tangent. And you observe that this tangent makes acute angle with positive x-axis. It can be understood easily. This tangent makes acute angle with positive x-axis. That means that theta is the inclination of this line. Theta is the inclination of the tangent. If theta is the inclination of the tangent, then tan theta is known as slope of the tangent. Correct? Tan theta is known as slope of the tangent. In this tan theta, theta is acute. Na? Acute means angle will be in between 0 and 90. That means theta is in first quadrant. If theta is in first quadrant, then we know that tan theta is positive. So I written that tan theta is greater than 0. Tan theta is what? Tan theta is slope of the tangent, correct? What is dy by dx? In tangents and normals, we learned that dy by dx is slope of the tangent. Dy by dx is also known as f dash of x because this is the function y equal to f of x. So if the function is strictly increasing function, then f dash of x is greater than 0. This is the second important point. If the function is strictly increasing function, then f dash of x is greater than 0. So from this, so what you learn two things. One is the definition of strictly increasing function, and you learn that if the function is strictly increasing function, then f dash of x is greater than 0. I hope you understand this. Now we will learn the definition of increasing function. You observe this graph. This graph is actually, it is increasing function only, but not strictly increasing. Especially in this zone, you observe, in this zone, the functional values are stationary. They are neither increasing nor decreasing. But overall, if I observe, this is increasing function only, but this is not strictly increasing. Okay. So what is the definition of increasing function? You observe f be a real valued function with domain D and open interval a comma b is there in the domain. This is as usual. This is important. F is said to be increasing function on open interval a comma b If x1 less than x2 implies f of x1 is less than or equal to f of x2. You observe here, less than or equal to is there. In strictly increasing function, strictly less than is there. I hope you are understanding, right? Why like this they given? Why they given here less than or equal to? You observe, if I take x1, x2 in this open interval a comma b, here x1 is less than x2 only. But when I take the functional values, those functional values are same. F of x1 equal to f of x2. I hope you are understanding. So if the function is increasing function, then x1 less than x2 implies f of x1 is less than or equal to f of x2. So what is the definition? A function f is said to be increasing function on open interval a comma b if x1 less than x2 implies f of x1 is less than or equal to f of x2. And you observe, in this open interval a comma b, you take a point and you draw the tangent. If we draw the tangent, that makes acute angle. So tan theta is greater than 0. But at the same time, if you observe, if I take a point here, when the function is stationary, we know that f dash of x will be 0. When the function is stationary, at these points, f dash of x will be 0. So here, that's why I written that if the function is increasing function, then f dash of x is greater than 0, we know. Suppose you take a point here, it is acute angle, tan theta is positive, so f dash of x is greater than 0. When we will get this greater than or equal to, when the function is stationary, at that moment f dash of x will be 0. So what is the second important point you need to know? If the function is increasing function, then f dash of x is greater than or equal to 0. You observe, in this strictly increasing function, if the function is strictly increasing function, then f dash of x is greater than 0. I hope you got this point. Now you see the definition of strictly decreasing function. As x values are increasing, but what about its functional values? Functional values are decreasing. How we will say in a statement? You see, this story is as usual. This is important one. F is said to be strictly decreasing function on open interval a comma b if x1 less than x2. x1 less than x2 means as x values are increasing, f of x1 is greater than f of x2. Here I will consider x1, x2 2 points in open interval a comma b. You look here, this is f of x1, right? You look here, this is f of x2. F of x1 is greater than f of x2 here. I hope you are understanding this point. So what is the definition of strictly decreasing function? A function f is said to be strictly decreasing function if x1 less than x2 implies f of x1 is strictly greater than f of x2. I hope you got the clarity here. That is the definition. And what is the next important point? You take a point in open interval a comma b and you draw the tangent at that point to this curve. You can see that this is obtuse angle, right? This is obtuse angle. So if theta is obtuse angle, we know that tan theta will gives you slope of the tangent. Theta is obtuse angle means theta is in second quadrant. In second quadrant, tan theta is negative. So if the function is strictly decreasing function, then tan theta is negative. Tan theta will gives you slope of the tangent. We know that f dash of x also will gives you slope of the tangent. So f dash of x is less than 0. So two important points. If the function is strictly decreasing function, if x1 less than x2 implies f of x1 is greater than f of x2, and if the function is strictly decreasing function, then f dash of x is greater than 0. You observe, f is said to be decreasing function. You observe the graph. This graph is decreasing. It can be understood easily, but it is not strictly decreasing. You see, in this zone it is stationary. At this zone also this is stationary. Overall, if I observe, this is decreasing function only. How to write this definition? A function f is said to be decreasing function on open interval a comma b if x1 less than x2. x1 less than x2 means x values are increasing. As x values are increasing, f of x1 is greater than or equal to. You see, in the strictly decreasing function, f of x1 is greater than f of x2. You see here, f of x1 is greater than or equal to f of x2. If I take the points x1, x2 in this zone, you can see f of x1 value, f of x2 values both are same. So that's why here equality came. So if the function is strictly decreasing function, x1 less than x2 implies f of x1 is greater than or equal to f of x2. And if we draw the tangent, see here, if I draw the tangent makes obtuse angle only. So tan theta, as theta is obtuse angle, tan theta is negative. As the function, when the function is stationary, we know that f dash of x is 0. That's why tan theta is less than or equal to 0. So tan theta is slope of the tangent. We know that f dash of x also slope of the tangent. So f dash of x is less than or equal to 0. If the function is decreasing function, then f dash of x is less than or equal to 0. I hope you understand this point. And you observe this graph in open interval a comma b. You observe this graph. here increasing, and then what happening here decreasing, and then what happening here increasing, and then what happening here decreasing. If the function is behaving like this in open interval a comma b, in this interval we say that the function is neither increasing nor decreasing. We'll say like this. I hope you understand this class. If you like this video, please drop a like for this video. In case if you are not yet subscribed to my channel, subscribe now. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.
Hello friends, I am Balaji Rao. Welcome to BR Max class. This is second class on increasing and decreasing functions. In first class, we learned what is the definition of increasing function, what is the definition of strictly increasing function, what is the difference between them. Decreasing function, what is strictly decreasing function, what is the difference between them. And when we say a function is neither strictly increasing nor strictly decreasing, these things we learned in last class. In this class, you observe I am going to do these 7 problems. You observe this question. How to prove given function is strictly increasing on a given set. Show that the function is strictly increasing on a particular interval, strictly decreasing on a given particular interval, and show that this function is neither increasing nor decreasing in this interval. So this class is all about proving. How to prove the given function is strictly increasing or strictly decreasing or increasing function or decreasing function. Prove that this function is neither strictly increasing nor strictly decreasing on open interval -1, 1. All these things I am going to do in today's class. These are easy problems, just little bit of derivative knowledge is needed, and you remember that to prove the function is strictly increasing function, we will prove that f dash of x is greater than 0. To prove the function is increasing function, we will prove that f dash of x is greater than or equal to 0. To prove the function is strictly decreasing function, we will prove that f dash of x is less than 0. To prove the function f of x is decreasing function, then we prove that f dash of x is less than or equal to 0. Before going to start this video, please drop a like for this video. Without much delay, let's begin the class.
Throughout this chapter, increasing and decreasing function, you need to memorize these points. If f of x is strictly increasing, then f dash of x is greater than 0. If the function f of x is strictly decreasing, then f dash of x is strictly less than 0. If you want to prove a function f of x is strictly increasing function, if you prove that f dash of x is strictly greater than 0, then I can say that that function is strictly increasing function. To prove f of x is strictly decreasing function, if you prove that f dash of x is strictly less than 0, then we can say that the function is strictly decreasing function. You observe this question, we are proving that this function is strictly increasing on real numbers. We know that if f of x is strictly increasing, then f dash of x is strictly greater than 0. So I want to prove that f dash of x is strictly greater than 0 for all x belongs to real numbers. First, you take the given function. What is the given function? F of x is 3x plus 17. You differentiate this with respect to x. Derivative of f of x with respect to x is f dash of x. Now you differentiate this right hand side part. Derivative of 3x is what? Derivative of 3x is 3 plus derivative of constant is 0. So what you got here? You got that f dash of x equal to 3. Here we got that f dash of x equal to 3. What is f dash of 2? F dash of 2 also 3. What is f dash of 5? F dash of 5 also 3, because this is nowhere dependent on x. This is constant. Okay. F dash of 100 is what? F dash of 100 is 3. F dash of minus 100 is what? F dash of minus 100 also 3. So it is clear that this 3 is greater than 0. So what you got here? You got that f dash of x is greater than 0 for any real value of x. For any real value of x. So this is the given function. I came to know that its derivative is greater than 0 for all x belongs to R. So what I can conclude? I can conclude that f of x is strictly increasing on real numbers. I hope you understand this. In exam you don't write this SI, you please write strictly increasing. You observe this second question. Show that the function given by f of x equal to e power 2x is strictly increasing on real numbers. So what I'll do, I'll calculate f dash of x and I'll prove that f dash of x is greater than 0 for all x belongs to real numbers. So first you take the given function. What is the given function? F of x equal to e power 2x. You differentiate this with respect to x on both sides. Derivative of f of x is f dash of x. Now you differentiate right hand side part. You just apply the chain rule differentiation. You imagine this 2x as x, then it looks like e power x. Derivative of e power x is e power x only, na? So e power 2x into, in chain rule differentiation, which one you imagined as x, you need to differentiate it, na? Derivative of 2x is 2. So what I got here, I got that f dash of x equal to 2 into e power 2x. We know that e power x is always positive. Whatever real x value you take, e power x is always positive. Suppose in place of x you write minus 1. This is e power minus 2. E power minus 2 is nothing but 1 by e square. You see, numerator is positive, denominator is positive. Obviously 1 by e square is positive. So this point we already know, e power x is positive for all x belongs to real number. For any real x value, e power 2x is positive. 2 is clearly positive. Positive into positive is again a positive. So it is very clear that this expression is greater than 0 for all x belongs to R. So what you got here? Here you got that f dash of x is greater than 0 for all x belongs to real numbers. As they given f of x, I calculated f dash of x. I got that it is greater than 0 for all x belongs to real numbers. So what I can say? I can say that f of x is strictly increasing on real numbers. You observe this. Show that the function given by, here the function is f of x equal to sin x. In these 3 bits are there. We need to show that this function is strictly increasing in open interval 0, pi by 2. This function is strictly decreasing in open pi by 2, pi. This function is neither increasing nor decreasing on open interval 0, pi. First, I'll take the given function. What is the given function? F of x equal to sin x. Now, I'll differentiate this with respect to x on both sides. Derivative of f of x with respect to x is f dash of x. Now, derivative of sin x. Derivative of sin x is what? Derivative of sin x is cos x. Okay. Here, you can observe that this cos x is greater than 0 for all x belongs to open interval 0, pi by 2. See, this open interval 0, pi by 2 means x is in first quadrant. In first quadrant, we know that cos x is positive. When I calculate f dash of x, I got cos x. I know that cos x is greater than 0 whenever x is in first quadrant. So what is the conclusion here? I got that f dash of x is greater than 0 for all x belongs to open interval 0, pi by 2. F of x is strictly increasing on open interval 0, pi by 2. Now you observe this second bit. What is f dash of x? You got that f dash of x as cos x. What do you know? Cos x whenever x belongs to, look here in second bit, open interval pi by 2, pi. Whenever x is in open interval pi by 2, pi. Open interval pi by 2, pi means x is in second quadrant. In second quadrant, what do you know about cos x? In second quadrant, cos x is positive or negative? In second quadrant, cos x is negative. So I got that this f dash of x is less than 0 whenever x is in open interval pi by 2, pi. So what I can write? I can write that f dash of x is less than 0 for all x belongs to open interval pi by 2, pi. Therefore, f of x is strictly decreasing on open interval pi by 2, pi. Now you observe the third bit. What they are asking? This is f of x is neither increasing nor decreasing on open interval 0, pi. F dash of x. F dash of x is what? F dash of x is cos x. See here, in this 0, pi, first quadrant as well as second quadrant is there. In this interval from 0 to pi by 2, cos x is greater than 0. From pi by 2 to pi, cos x is less than 0. We learned in last class, this f dash of x is positive in open interval 0, pi by 2. And this f dash of x is negative in open interval pi by 2, pi. That means in this interval, this function is increasing as well as decreasing. In such case, we say that the function is neither increasing nor decreasing. Therefore, f of x is neither increasing nor decreasing in open interval 0, pi. See this problem. Prove that logarithmic function is strictly increasing on open interval 0, pi. Logarithmic function means I'll take f of x as log x base e. So this is the logarithmic function I considered. I need to prove that this logarithmic function is strictly increasing on open interval 0, pi. What I'll do, I'll differentiate this. Derivative of f of x is f dash of x. Derivative of log x base c is 1 by x. Okay. So here the point is all x values are positive. When x values are positive, what do you say about 1 by x? 1 by x is greater than 0 for all x belongs to open interval 0, infinity. You try to understand this interval contains all positive numbers. Here 1 is clearly positive, x is positive as x is in this interval. Numerator is positive, denominator is also positive. Obviously f dash of x is greater than 0. F dash of x is greater than 0 for all x belongs to open interval 0, infinity. I can say that logarithmic function f of x is strictly increasing on open interval 0, infinity. You observe what they are asking in this question. Show that this function is an increasing function of x throughout its domain. What is the domain of this function? Here they given that all x values are greater than -1. Whenever x value is greater than -1, we need to prove that this function is increasing function. We know that strictly increasing function is a increasing function. So what I'll do, I'll calculate dy by dx and I'll prove that dy by dx is greater than 0 for all x value greater than -1. If I can prove this, then I can say that this function is increasing function of x throughout its domain. Given function is y equal to logarithm of 1 plus x minus 2x divided by 2 plus x. Now you differentiate this with respect to x on both sides. D by dx of y is dy by dx. Now you differentiate right hand side part. That is nothing but derivative of this expression minus derivative of this expression. Derivative of logarithm of 1 plus x. You use chain rule differentiation. You imagine this 1 plus x as x. Then it looks like log x. Derivative of log x is 1 by x. So derivative of logarithm of 1 plus x is 1 divided by 1 plus x into derivative of 1 plus x. Derivative of 1 plus x is what? Derivative of 1 is 0 plus derivative of x is 1. So derivative of 1 plus x is 1. So I'll write here into derivative of 1 plus x is 1 minus. Now you differentiate this part. This is like u by v. So to differentiate this, I'll use quotient rule, d by dx of u by v. What is that formula? V, that is 2 plus x into derivative of u, d by dx of 2x minus u, that is 2x into d by dx of v, that is 2 plus x divided by v square. V square is 2 plus x whole square. I just applied quotient rule to differentiate this. If I simplify this further, what I'll get? 1 divided by 1 plus x minus, here in the denominator 2 plus x whole square is there. You observe this 2 plus x you write as it is, 2 plus x into derivative of 2x. Derivative of 2x is 2 minus 2x into derivative of 2 plus x. Derivative of 2 is 0 plus derivative of x is 1. So 2x into 1. That equal to 1 divided by 1 plus x minus. You multiply these two, what you will get? You will get that this is 4 plus 2x minus 2x divided by 2 plus x whole square. So here plus 2x minus 2x will get cancelled. So what you got here? You got that 1 divided by 1 plus x minus 4 divided by 2 plus x whole square. You simplify this further. What is the LCM you will get? You will get that 1 plus x into 2 plus x whole square in the denominator. Numerator 1 plus x in this expression 2 plus x whole square times 1 into 2 plus x whole square is 2 plus x whole square minus 2 plus x whole square in this 1 plus x time. So minus 4 into 1 plus x. Simplify this, what you will get? 4 plus x square plus 4x minus 4 minus 4x divided by 1 plus x into 2 plus x whole square. This plus 4x minus 4x will get cancelled. This plus 4 minus 4 will get cancelled. What you got? You got x square divided by 1 plus x into 2 plus x whole square. What is this? This is dy by dx. You can observe here, this is dy by dx. I got that dy by dx equal to x square divided by 1 plus x into 2 plus x whole square. What I am trying to prove? I am trying to prove that whenever x is greater than minus 1, increasing function. That means I am trying to prove that whenever x is greater than minus 1, dy by dx is greater than 0. See, whenever x value greater than minus 1, x square is clearly positive. Whatever the x value you take, x square is clearly positive. And you observe this 2 plus x whole square. This is also clearly positive. This is clearly positive. This is also clearly positive. Now we need this one, 1 plus x. 1 plus x is positive or negative. Here they given x is greater than minus 1. You take minus 1 to the left hand side, then you will get x plus 1 is greater than 0. As they given x is greater than minus 1, from this we can easily say that x plus 1 is greater than 0. So this is greater than 0. As this is greater than 0, it is clear that these two things are clearly positive. So this tells you that whenever x is greater than minus 1, this is greater than 0. This expression is greater than 0. So what is this expression? This expression is nothing but dy by dx. So this implies dy by dx is greater than 0 for all x greater than minus 1. So as I got that dy by dx is greater than 0, I can say that the function is strictly increasing function. Strictly increasing function is an increasing function only, that we discussed in last class. So what I can write here, therefore given function is increasing function on its domain. I hope you understand this problem. Now you observe this question. In this, they given a function like this. We need to prove that this function is increasing function in closed interval 0 to pi by 2. Now you differentiate this with respect to theta on both sides. So I'll calculate dy by d theta. Okay, left hand side I got dy by d theta. Now differentiation of this whole thing is nothing but differentiation of this part minus differentiation of this part. Now I'll differentiate this one. This is like u by v. So I'll use quotient rule to differentiate this. Derivative of u by v is what? V, that is 2 plus cos theta, into derivative of u, that is d by d theta of 4 sin theta, minus 4 sin theta into derivative of 2 plus cos theta divided by v square. What is v square? 2 plus cos theta whole square, minus derivative of theta with respect to theta is 1. You simplify this further, what you will get? Dy by d theta equal to, now you observe this part, derivative of 4 sin theta, that is 4 into derivative of sin theta is cos theta, minus 4 sin theta into derivative of 2 plus cos theta. Derivative of 2 is 0 plus derivative of cos theta is minus sin theta. So what you will get here, this is minus sin theta, okay, divided by 2 plus cos theta whole square minus 1. Now multiply these two things. What you will get? You will get that 8 cos theta plus 4 cos square theta. You look here, if I multiply these two things, minus of minus is plus 4 sin square theta divided by 2 plus cos theta whole square. This is all about differentiation only. That equal to 8 cos theta plus, you look here, in this 2 you can take 4 common. If you take 4 common, what you will get? 4 into cos square theta plus sin square theta. We know that cos square theta plus sin square theta value is 1. 4 into 1 is 4 only. So this is 4 into 1 divided by 2 plus cos theta whole square minus 1. Now I'll simplify this further. 2 plus cos theta whole square is the LCM. What you will get in the numerator? 8 cos theta plus 4 into 1 is 4 minus 2 plus cos theta whole square. This can be understood easily. You simplify this further, what you will get? You will get that 8 cos theta plus 4 minus, now you expand this, this is like a plus b whole square now. Expand this, what you will get? 4 minus cos square theta minus 4 cos theta. Here minus is there now. After expansion, I multiplied with minus also, okay, divided by 2 plus cos theta whole square. This plus 4 minus 4 will get cancelled, okay, and you observe here 8 cos theta minus 4 cos theta is plus 4 cos theta. So that equal to 4 cos theta minus cos square theta divided by 2 plus cos theta whole square. In the numerator, you can take cos theta common. You take cos theta common in the numerator. If you take cos theta common in the numerator, what you will get? 4 minus cos theta. Look here, if I multiply these two things, cos theta into 4 is 4 cos theta, minus cos theta into cos theta is cos square theta, divided by 2 plus cos theta whole square. Now finally I got dy by d theta. What is this? You can observe this is dy by d theta. Okay. Now what I am trying to prove, I am trying to prove that this function is increasing function when theta is in closed interval 0 comma pi by 2. Theta belongs to closed interval 0 comma pi by 2. Okay. If I suppose open interval 0 comma pi by 2, if I suppose this is open interval 0 comma pi by 2, that means this is in first quadrant. In first quadrant, cos theta is clearly positive, right? 4 minus cos theta is clearly positive because cos theta value always lies in between closed interval minus 1 comma 1. As 4 is bigger number minus smaller number is always bigger number. Clearly this expression is positive. Here in the denominator whole square is there, na? So this denominator is positive. Now it is very clear that this is positive, this is positive, this is also positive. So this is I am saying when theta is in open interval 0 comma pi by 2. As this is closed interval 0 comma pi by 2, if you take theta as 0, we know that cos 0 value is 1. So 4 minus 1, this is positive, obviously this is also positive. So no problem. If you take theta equal to pi by 2, what is cos pi by 2? Cos pi by 2 value is 0. 0 into whatever expression you will get, then this is 0 only. So what I am trying to say, when you take theta equal to pi by 2, then this is 0. This is 0. So what I can write here, when theta belongs to this interval, then f dash of x is greater than or equal to 0. So what is this? This is dy by d theta is greater than or equal to 0. In this question, they are not asking strictly increasing function. You look here, what they are asking to prove that it is increasing function. It is increasing function means dy by d theta is greater than or equal to 0 is okay. See, if it is strictly greater than 0, we say that the function is strictly increasing function. If it is greater than or equal to 0, we say that the function is increasing function. All these things we learned in last class, introduction of increasing and decreasing functions. So when theta belongs to closed interval 0 comma pi by 2, I came to know that dy by d theta is greater than or equal to 0. So I can say that given function is increasing function on closed interval 0 comma pi by 2. I hope you understand this. You observe this question, prove that the function, this is the given function, this function is neither strictly increasing nor strictly decreasing on open interval minus 1 comma 1. Okay, I'll check it. First, I'll take the given function. What is the given function? F of x is x square minus x plus 1. I'll differentiate this with respect to x. F dash of x. Derivative of x square is 2x minus derivative of x is 1. Now, what do you say about this expression when this expression is positive, when this expression is negative? By using wavy curve method, we can easily say that when this expression is positive, when this expression is negative. First point is you equate 2x minus 1 to 0. From this what you will get? X equal to 1 by 2 you will get. You mark x equal to 1 by 2 on the number line. Now as per wavy curve method, in the rightmost corner you write plus and then write the alternate symbols plus minus like this. So plus minus. Now this tells you that whatever x value you take which is greater than 1 by 2, this expression is positive. Whatever x value you take, whatever real x value if you take that is less than 1 by 2, in that real numbers this f dash of x is negative. Okay. So if you want you can check it. You observe the question, open interval minus 1 comma 1 is there. So here somewhere minus 1 will be there and here somewhere 1 will be there. What you identified? In this open interval minus 1 comma 1, this f dash of x is negative as well as positive also. So here I'll write if x belongs to open interval minus 1 comma 1 by 2, that implies f dash of x is less than 0. If x belongs to open interval 1 by 2 comma 1, that implies f dash of x is greater than 0. Therefore, f of x is neither strictly increasing nor strictly decreasing. I hope you understand this class. If you like this class, please drop a like for the video and share this video with your friends. In case if you are not yet subscribed to my channel, subscribe now. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.
Hello everyone, I am Balaji Rao. Welcome to BR Max class. This is third class in increasing and decreasing functions. In first class, we learned the definition of increasing function, the definition of decreasing function. In second class, we learned how to prove given function is strictly increasing function or strictly decreasing function on a given interval or on a given set. In this class, what we are going to learn? You observe these questions. Find the interval in which the function is strictly increasing or strictly decreasing. We need to find the x values for which the function is strictly increasing or strictly decreasing. You see this next problem also. Find the interval in which the given function is strictly increasing or strictly decreasing. You see this third problem. Find the intervals in which the following functions are strictly increasing or strictly decreasing. So this class is all about finding the intervals, finding the values of x in that x values the function is strictly increasing or strictly decreasing. You may feel little difficult to understand these problems. I try to make the things are simpler by using wavy curve method. Before going to start this video, please drop a like for this video. Without much delay, let's begin the class.
You observe this question. Find the interval in which the given function is strictly increasing and strictly decreasing. We know that when the function is strictly increasing, then f dash of x is strictly greater than 0. If a function is strictly decreasing function, then its derivative f dash of x is strictly less than 0. We know these points. So to calculate in what intervals the function is strictly increasing, the function is strictly decreasing, first I'll differentiate given function. Derivative of 2 into x square. Derivative of x square is 2x. So 2 into 2x is 4x minus derivative of 3x is 3. Now this is f dash of x. I want to find for what values of x this f dash of x is greater than 0. For what values of x this f dash of x is less than 0. To find those values, we use wavy curve method. Look here, 4x minus 3 equal to 0. From this what you will get? X equal to 3 divided by 4. So you mark x equal to 3 by 4 on the number line. You observe I marked x equal to 3 by 4 on the number line. As per wavy curve method, in the rightmost corner we will write plus and then alternate symbols, plus minus. This tells you that whenever you take x value which is greater than 3 by 4, then this f dash of x is greater than 0. If you want, you can check. Suppose you take in this interval, 2 is there, correct? 2 is there. Suppose substitute 2 in this. 4 2s are 8. 8 minus 3 is 5. That is greater than 0. You take any real x value in this interval, this expression is positive. You take any real x value which is less than 3 by 4, then this expression is negative. It can be understood clearly. You observe here, I am writing that clearly f dash of x is greater than 0 for all x belongs to open interval 3 by 4 comma infinity. As f dash of x is greater than 0 in this interval, so when x is in this interval, at that time the function f of x is strictly increasing. Therefore, f of x is strictly increasing on open interval 3 by 4 comma infinity. Here strictly SI means strictly increasing. You don't write like this in examination, you just write strictly increasing. Now I need to find the interval for which this function is strictly decreasing. You observe here, we came to know that this f dash of x is less than 0 when x value is less than 3 by 4. Clearly, f dash of x is less than 0 for all x belongs to open interval minus infinity to 3 by 4. If you want, you can check. You take any x value in this interval, you substitute in this f dash of x, it will be negative only. So, as f dash of x is less than 0 in this interval, then I can say that this function f of x is strictly decreasing on open interval minus infinity to 3 by 4. What is the question? Find the intervals in which the function is strictly increasing and strictly decreasing. In this interval, the function is strictly increasing, and in this interval, the function is strictly decreasing. I hope you understand this problem. You observe this. Find the interval in which the given function is strictly increasing, strictly decreasing. The procedure is same, but earlier the function somehow easy function is given. Now you observe here this is cubic equation is there. So first what I'll do, I'll calculate derivative of given function. What is given function? Given function f of x is f dash of x equal to 2 into derivative of x cube is 3x square minus 3 into derivative of x square is 2x minus 36 into derivative of x is 1 plus derivative of constant is 0. If I simplify this, what I'll get 6x square minus 6x minus 36. In this expression, I can take 6 common. Take 6 common, x square minus x minus 6. Actually, what I am trying to find? I am trying to find for what values of x this expression is positive. For what values of x this expression is negative. That is what I am trying to find. So what I'll do here quadratic expression is there. Now I'll split the middle term and I'll write it into product of linear factors. You observe this here, minus x is there. Now this minus x I written as minus 3x plus 2x. I split it the middle term. Now if I simplify this further, what I'll get? 6 into, in these two terms you take x common, then what you will get? X into x minus 3 plus in these two terms you take 2 common, then what you will get? 2 into x minus 3. Okay, this expression can be written as, you take x minus 3 common, x minus 3 into x plus 2. What is this? This is f dash of x. Okay, actually what I am trying to find? I am trying to find that for what values of x f dash of x is greater than 0, for what values of x f dash of x is less than 0. As this expression is product of linear factors, I can use wavy curve method to find out for what values of x this expression is positive, for what values of x this expression is negative. Very simple thing is, you equate this to 0. Product of two things is 0 means either x minus 3 equal to 0 or x minus 2 equal to 0. If x minus 3 equal to 0, then you will get x equal to 3. If x plus 2 equal to 0, then you will get x equal to minus 2. X equal to minus 2, x equal to 3, mark on the number line as per number line order. Then you will get minus 2 first and then you will get 3. As per wavy curve method, in the rightmost corner we will write plus and then we will write alternate symbols. Wavy curve method says that whenever I take x value which is greater than 3, this f dash of x, this expression is positive. If you want, you can check. You take a number like 4, substitute 4 in this. This is clearly positive. If you want, you can check like that. Whenever x value is in this interval, then at that time this expression is negative. Whenever x value is in this interval, at that time f dash of x is positive. That is wavy curve method. So what I can write here clearly, f dash of x is greater than 0. When f dash of x is greater than 0, you observe in this zone as well as in this zone. In both these intervals, this f dash of x is greater than 0. So clearly f dash of x greater than 0 for all x belongs to this zone. What is this? Open interval minus infinity to minus 2. Open interval minus infinity to minus 2 union this zone. What is this? Open interval 3 to infinity. Open interval 3 to infinity. So here f dash of x is greater than 0 whenever x is in this interval. As f dash of x is greater than 0 when x is in this interval, we can say that the function f of x is strictly increasing when x is in this interval. So f of x is strictly increasing on open interval minus infinity to minus 2 union 3 to infinity. I hope you are understanding. In the same way, you can observe that for what values of x this f dash of x is less than 0, you can observe here in this zone when x is in open interval minus 2 to 3, this f dash of x is negative. So for all x belongs to open interval minus 2 to 3. So what I can say here, as f dash of x is less than 0 for all x belongs to open interval minus 2 comma 3, I can say that f of x is strictly decreasing on open interval minus 2 to 3. You observe this sixth question. Find the intervals in which the following functions are strictly increasing or decreasing. See, here total 5 bits are there. I am going to do 3 bits. This first bit, this third bit and this last bit. These 3 bits I'll do. I want you to try this b bit, d bit your own. First bit, you take a given function as f of x. What is f of x? F of x is x square plus 2x minus 5. What you want to find? Find the interval in which this function is strictly increasing and strictly decreasing. So I'll differentiate this. Derivative of x square. Derivative of x square is 2x plus derivative of 2x is 2. Now I need to identify that for what values of x this expression is positive, for what values of x this expression is negative. As it is a linear function, I'll equate this to 0. equate this to 0. 2x plus 2 equal to 0 means what is x? X equal to minus 1, right? You mark minus 1 on the number line. As per Wavy-Curve method, in the rightmost corner you write plus and then you write alternate symbols. This tells you that when x value is greater than minus 1, in f dash of x is positive. So I'll write the same thing here. Clearly, f dash of x is greater than 0 for all x belongs to open interval minus 1 to infinity. If you want, you can check. You take some number in this interval, substitute in this f dash of x will be greater than 0 only. As I got f dash of x is greater than 0 for all x belongs to this interval, I can say that f of x is strictly increasing on this interval. Therefore, f of x is strictly increasing on open interval minus 1 to infinity. As per Wavy-Curve method, clearly f dash of x is less than 0 for all x belongs to open interval minus infinity to minus 1. So, as I came to know that f dash of x is less than 0 when x belongs to this interval, this f of x is strictly decreasing when x is in the interval open interval minus infinity to minus 1. Decreasing on open interval minus infinity to minus 1. I want you to try this b bit your own. Now you see this c bit. First, I'll take given function as f of x. You observe, I taken given function as f of x. I need to identify for what values of x this function is strictly increasing, for what values of x this function is strictly decreasing. So, first I'll differentiate given function f dash of x. Minus 2 into derivative of x cube is 3x square. Minus 9 into derivative of x square is 2x. Minus 12 into derivative of x is 1 plus derivative of 1 is 0. That equal to minus 6x square minus 18x minus 12. I got like this. Now you can take minus common. If you take minus common, what you will get? X square plus 3x plus 2. You will get like this. Now here you observe this is a quadratic expression. I'll split the middle term. This equal to minus 6 into x square. This 3x is there. That can be written as 2x plus x plus 2. Okay. That equal to minus 6 into, in these first two terms you take x common, then what you will get? X into x plus 2 plus, in these two terms you take 1 common, then what you will get? 1 into x plus 2. So what you will get here, this is minus 6 into x plus 1 into x plus 2 you got. So finally we got f dash of x. Now I need to find for what values of x this f dash of x is greater than 0, for what values of x this f dash of x is less than 0. This is little interesting one because here minus 6 is there. This makes this problem interesting. Now what I'll do here, this linear you observe here product of linear factors is there. What I'll do here, first I'll try to identify for what values of x this expression is positive, for what values of x this expression is negative. You observe I'm not considering minus 6 here. Observe this carefully. So, as to identify for what values of x this expression is positive, as per Wavy-Curve method, I'll equate this to 0. Then I'll get x plus 1 equal to 0, x plus 2 equal to 0. That means x equal to minus 1, x equal to minus 2. I'll mark these two on the number line. Please observe this carefully. As per number line, as per Wavy-Curve method, in the rightmost corner we'll write plus and then we'll write alternate symbols. Correct? Good. Now, what you know, a Wavy-Curve method says that this expression, I am not including minus 6, this expression is positive when x value is greater than minus 1. If you want, you can check that is correct. Here, what point I am trying to say, when this expression is positive, when I multiply with minus 6, then this whole expression will become negative. Please try to understand. When x value is in this interval, this expression is positive. But as I am multiplying this expression with minus 6, positive into negative is negative. That tells you that when x value is in this interval, this expression is negative. So here I'll consider negative sign. In the same way, in this interval, this expression is negative. As minus 6 is there, this is negative and this is also negative. Negative into negative is positive. So you will get positive here. So this will become positive. In the same way, this changes to negative. So what are the signs you need to consider here? You need to consider these signs, not these signs. I hope you are understanding. Little tricky one, it is not so difficult. I hope you are understanding. Whether you are understanding or not, please comment below. F dash of x is greater than 0 for all x belongs to. You observe In this is we are considering, so f dash of x is greater than 0 in this interval. F dash of x greater than 0 for all x belongs to open interval minus 2 comma minus 1. As f dash of x is greater than 0, we say that f of x is strictly increasing on open interval minus 2 comma minus 1. Good. Similarly, clearly f dash of x is less than 0. You observe here, as I am considering these signs, you observe this is the zone f dash of x is less than 0 and this is the zone f dash of x is less than 0. For all x belongs to open interval minus infinity to minus 2 union minus 1 to infinity. So what I can say? I can say that f of x is strictly decreasing on open interval minus infinity to minus 2 union minus 1 to infinity. This third bit is completed. I want you to try this fourth bit your own. Now you see this fifth bit. I'll take this function as f of x. First you take given function as f of x. I need to find for what values of x this function is strictly increasing, for what values of x this function is strictly decreasing. What I'll do, I'll differentiate this. How to differentiate this function? You can observe right hand side part, this is product of two functions. So I'll use product rule. So what is product rule? X plus 1 whole cube into derivative of x minus 3 whole cube. You imagine x minus 3 as x. We know that derivative of x cube is 3x square. So derivative of x minus 3 whole cube is 3 times of x minus 3 whole square into derivative of x minus 3. Derivative of x minus 3 is 1. I hope you are understanding. What the point here? Derivative of x minus 3 whole cube is 3 times of x minus 3 whole square into derivative of x minus 3 is 1 plus x minus 3 whole cube into derivative of x plus 1 whole cube. I am just applying product rule. Derivative of x plus 1 whole cube is what? That is 3 times of x plus 1 whole square into derivative of x plus 1 is 1. You simplify this, what you will get? 3 times of x minus 3 whole square into x plus 1 whole cube plus 3 times of x plus 1 whole square into x minus 3 whole cube. You can observe here two terms are there. This is one term and this is another term. In both the terms 3 is common. So I can take 3 common. And you can observe in this x minus 3 whole square is there. Here also x minus 3 whole square is there. I can take x minus 3 whole square common. And you can observe here x plus 1 whole square is there in both the terms. So what I'll do here, I'll take 3 into x minus 3 whole square into x plus 1 whole square common in both the terms. If I take, as I taken 3 already common, x minus 3 whole square taken common. In this I taken x plus 1 whole square common. That means x plus 1 is remaining. X plus 1 plus, in this term I taken 3 already common, x plus 1 whole square also common. In this x minus 3 whole square I taken x minus 3 whole square common. That means what is remaining here? Here remaining is x minus 3. That equal to 3 times of x minus 3 whole square into x plus 1 whole square into minus 3 plus 1 is minus 2. 2x minus 2. Okay. In this you can take 2 common. Take 2 common and multiply with this 3. What you will get? That is 6 times of x minus 3 whole square into x plus 1 whole square into x minus 1. This expression is clearly positive whatever real x value you take, because 6 is positive. Whatever x value you take as whole square is there, x minus 3 whole square is also positive. Whatever real x value you take as whole square is there, x plus 1 whole square also positive. Actually, I am trying to find for what x values this f dash of x is greater than 0, for what x values this f dash of x is less than 0. Whatever x value you take, this expression is clearly positive or there is a chance of 0. But here what is the question? For what values of x the function is strictly increasing, strictly decreasing. Strictly increasing means strictly greater than 0. Increasing function means we can take greater than or equal to 0. As they are saying strictly increasing, you need to consider the x values for which the f dash of x is strictly greater than 0. So what point I am trying to say, as this expression is clearly positive, f dash of x is positive or negative depends upon this only. If this expression is positive, then this whole thing will be positive. If x minus 1 is negative, then this whole thing will be negative. Now I'll mark these critical points. If I equate this to 0, I'll get x equal to 3. If I equate this to 0, I'll get x equal to minus 1. I'll equate this 0. If I equate this to 0, I'll get x equal to 1. So you observe here, I just marked the critical points. When I put x equal to minus 1, 1, 3, in such case f dash of x will become 0. But I want for what x values this f dash of x is greater than 0. As this expression is clearly positive or 0, so this f dash of x is greater than 0, if this f dash of x is positive or negative depends upon this x minus 1 only. When x value if x minus 1 is positive, that means if x minus 1 is greater than 0, then f dash of x is positive. So x is greater than 1. So whenever I take x values in this interval, then I'll get f dash of x is positive. But the only problem is I cannot put x equal to 3. If I put x equal to 3, then this f dash of x will become 0. So I hope you are understanding. In the same way, when x minus 1 is negative, then this whole expression will be negative. So x minus 1 is negative means, so whenever x value less than 1, then this f dash of x is negative. In the same way, I cannot put x equal to minus 1. When I put x equal to minus 1, this whole expression will become 0. Clearly, f dash of x is greater than 0 for all x belongs to open interval 1 to infinity, but except 3. You cannot include this 3. So or else you can write like this also. Open interval 1 to 3 union 3 to infinity also you can write. So f dash of x is greater than 0 when x belongs to open interval 1 to infinity except 3. So what I can write from this? I can write that f of x is strictly increasing on open interval 1 to infinity except this 3. And clearly f dash of x is less than 0 when x value is less than 1. So less than 1 means it is a open interval minus infinity to 1. At the same time, you cannot put x equal to minus 1, because if you put x equal to minus 1, f dash of x will become 0. Therefore, f dash of x is less than 0 when x is in this interval. So what I can conclude? I can conclude that f of x is strictly decreasing on, in this interval minus 1 is there, no? That's why I removed this minus 1. I hope you understand. These problems are little tricky problems, not so difficult. I hope you understand today's class. If you like this video, please drop a like for this video and share this video with your friends. In case if you are not yet subscribed to my channel, subscribe now. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.
Hello everyone. Now welcome to BR Max class. In today's class, we are going to do these 3 problems. You observe what is this question. Which of the following functions are strictly decreasing on this interval? Here they given 4 functions. Now, which of the following functions are strictly decreasing on this given interval? And you observe the next question. This function is strictly decreasing on which interval? Which of these intervals this function is strictly decreasing? And prove that this function is strictly decreasing and strictly increasing on particular intervals. These are the problems we are going to do in today's class. Before going to start this video, please drop a like for this video. Without much delay, let's begin the class.
You observe this question. Which of the following functions are strictly decreasing on open interval 0, pi by 2? We know that when a function is strictly increasing on this interval, then its derivative is strictly less than 0 when x belongs to this interval. So you observe here they given 4 functions. I'll differentiate all these 4 functions. Which function derivative is strictly less than 0 in this interval? That functions are strictly decreasing functions on this interval. You take the given function as f of x. Let f of x equal to cos x. Now you differentiate this. Derivative of f of x is f dash of x. Derivative of cos x. We know that derivative of cos x is minus sin x. Okay, derivative of cos x is minus sin x. Now you just think that this derivative in this interval positive or negative. You observe this sin x. Sin x in first quadrant. Open interval 0, pi by 2 means first quadrant. Sin x in first quadrant positive. Clear. So this expression is positive in open interval 0, pi by 2. When I multiply positive thing with a minus, then this whole thing will become negative. It can be understood easily that minus sin x is negative in this interval, open interval 0 comma pi by 2. Clearly, it can be understood that f dash of x is less than 0 for all x belongs to open interval 0 comma pi by 2. As the derivative of this function is strictly less than 0 in this interval, I can say that given function is strictly decreasing on given interval. Therefore, f of x is strictly decreasing on open interval 0 comma pi by 2. See here, this is strictly decreasing. You don't write like this in examination. You please write strictly decreasing. Now I'll check that this function is strictly decreasing on this interval or not. First, I'll take given function as f of x. I take in given function as f of x. Now I'll differentiate this with respect to x. Derivative of f of x is f dash of x. Derivative of cos 2x, we know chain rule differentiation. Derivative of cos x is minus sin x. Derivative of cos 2x is minus sin 2x into derivative of 2x. Derivative of 2x is 2. All these things we learn in chain rule differentiation. So what you got? You got that f dash of x is minus 2 into sin 2x. What is this? This is derivative of given function. Now I need to check that in open interval 0 comma pi by 2, this function is strictly less than 0 or not. The only problem we have to understand this here 2x is there. This is not x. This is 2x. So what I'll do here, if x belongs to open interval 0 comma pi by 2, because they are asking to check the strictly decreasing function or not in this interval. So I taken that x belongs to this interval. You multiply this interval with 2. 2 into 0 is 0, comma 2 into pi by 2, that is pi. Okay, so if x belongs to open interval 0 comma pi by 2, 2x belongs to open interval 0 comma pi. Open interval 0 comma pi means this 2x lies in first quadrant as well as in second quadrant. When 2x is in first quadrant or second quadrant, sin 2x is positive because sin x positive in first quadrant and second quadrant. I hope you are understanding. If 2x is in first quadrant or second quadrant, then sin 2x is positive. Why? Because sin x is positive in first quadrant and second quadrant. So when 2x belongs to this interval, sin 2x is positive. As sin 2x is positive, when we multiply positive number with a negative number, this whole thing will become negative. It can be understood easily. F dash of x is less than 0 for all x belongs to open interval 0 comma pi by 2. As f dash of x is strictly less than 0 for all x belongs to open interval 0 comma pi by 2, I can say that f of x is strictly decreasing on open interval 0 comma pi by 2. Actually what they are asking in the question, which of the following functions are strictly decreasing? You see here, this first function is strictly decreasing on given interval. Second function also I got that strictly decreasing on given interval. Now I'll check this function is strictly decreasing on given interval or not. How to check? You just differentiate this function. Its derivative is strictly less than 0 in this interval. Then I can say that this function is strictly decreasing function on the given interval. First I'll take given function as f of x. You see here, given function, I taken it as f of x. I'll differentiate it. Derivative of f of x is f dash of x. Derivative of cos 3x is what? Derivative of cos 3x is minus sin 3x into derivative of 3x is 3. So all these things we learn in chain rule differentiation. F dash of x is minus 3 into sin 3x. Now I need to check this derivative is less than 0 or greater than 0 when x belongs to open interval 0 comma pi by 2. If x belongs to open interval 0 comma pi by 2, then what do you know about 3x? 3x belongs to which interval? See, multiply this with 3, what you will get? 3 into 0 is 0, comma 3 into pi by 2 is 3 pi by 2. When x is in this interval, 3x is in this interval. In this interval, 0 to 3 pi by 2 means 0 to 270 degrees. First quadrant is there, second quadrant is there, third quadrant is also there. You know that when 3x is in first quadrant and second quadrant, this expression is positive. When this expression is positive, if you multiply with a negative expression, then this total expression will become negative. At the same time, you can understand that f dash of x is for all 3x belongs to pi comma 3 pi by 2. What you identified, f dash of x is greater than 0 as well as less than 0. When this is happening in a particular interval, that means when x is in this interval, its derivative is negative as well as positive also possible. In this case, we say that this function is neither strictly increasing nor strictly decreasing. Therefore, f of x is neither strictly increasing nor strictly decreasing on open interval 0, pi by 2. Now, I need to check this fourth function. This function is strictly decreasing or not in this interval. First, you take a given function as f of x. Given function is tan x. I consider that tan x as f of x. You differentiate this f dash of x equal to derivative of tan x is what? Derivative of tan x is secant square x. We need to check that its derivative is less than 0 or greater than 0 when x belongs to open interval 0, pi by 2. Here, this is secant square x. Now, secant square x can be written as secant x whole square. It can be understood easily that x belongs to open interval 0, pi by 2 means x is in first quadrant. In first quadrant, secant x is positive. So, positive whole square is there. So, this expression is clearly positive when x belongs to open interval 0, pi by 2. Secant square x is greater than 0 for all x belongs to open interval 0, pi by 2. What is secant square x? Secant square x is f dash of x. F dash of x is greater than 0 for all x belongs to open interval 0, pi by 2. If f dash of x is strictly greater than 0, then we say that given function is strictly increasing function. Therefore, f of x is strictly increasing on open interval 0, pi by 2. Actually, in this question, what they are asking? They are asking that which of the following functions strictly decreasing? You see, this is strictly decreasing, this is strictly decreasing, this is neither strictly increasing nor strictly decreasing, this is strictly increasing. Which of the following functions are strictly decreasing means this a and b are strictly decreasing functions on this interval. Therefore cos x, cos 2x are strictly decreasing on open interval 0, pi by 2. You observe this question. On which of the following intervals the given function is strictly decreasing? So what I'll do first, I'll differentiate this. I'll check that its derivative is strictly less than 0 on which interval. On which interval given function derivative is strictly less than 0, on that interval given function is strictly decreasing function. Given function is f of x equal to x power 100 plus sin x minus 1. You differentiate it, f dash of x, derivative of x power 100 is 100 into x power 99 plus derivative of sin x is cos x minus derivative of 1 is 0. So what is f dash of x? F dash of x is 100 into x power 99 plus cos x. Now you need to check that is this function is strictly less than 0 on this interval. You observe when x belongs to open interval 0, 1. In this, all x values are positive. You observe x power 99 is positive or not when x belongs to this interval. Clearly, x power 99 is positive. So 100 into x power 99 is also positive. So here 100 into x power 99 is positive. 100 into x power 99 is positive when x belongs to this interval. At the same time, you can observe here x belongs to open interval 0, 1 means here this is in radian measure. 1 radian means approximately 57 degrees. So x belongs to open interval 0, 1 means x belongs to open interval 0, 57 degrees. That means x is in first quadrant. In first quadrant, cos x is positive. So here I will write cos x is greater than 0. You try to understand here. This is positive, this is positive. If we add two positive numbers, again you will get a positive. So 100 into x power 99 plus cos x is greater than 0. What is this? This is f dash of x. F dash of x is greater than 0 for all x belongs to open interval 0, 1. Here I got that f dash of x is strictly greater than 0. That means in this interval the function is strictly increasing, not strictly decreasing. On this interval this function is not strictly decreasing. So I'll write here f of x is strictly increasing on open interval 0, 1. Now I'll check on this interval. On this interval this derivative is less than 0 or not. You observe derivative of given function is this. Now in this interval I need to check its derivative is less than 0 or greater than 0. When x is in this interval, that means when x is in second quadrant, you observe 100 into x power 99. 100 into x power 99 is strictly greater than 0. because these are all positive numbers. When all these are positive numbers, in place of x, if I write this number and if I simplify, I'll get 100 into x power 99 is positive. I hope you are understanding. This is easy. And you see here, as x is in second quadrant, here cos x is there. What do you know about cos x in second quadrant? In second quadrant, cos x is negative. So what the point now? If I add these two, I'll get positive or negative. Actually, no clarity here. But I know that when x is in this interval, this expression cos x is always in between closed interval -1, 1. But when I substitute this value is always greater than this value when x is open interval pi by 2, pi. 100 into x power 99 is greater than cos x when x belongs to this interval. You observe this expression is positive, this is negative, this value is greater than cos x. So you can understand that when I add these two things, you will get greater than 0 for all x belongs to open interval pi by 2, pi. Therefore, f of x is strictly increasing on open interval pi by 2, pi. If x belongs to open interval 0, pi by 2, in this interval 100 into x power 99 is greater than 0 and cos x is greater than 0. So when I add these two things, obviously as both are positive, when I add these two things, you will get f dash of x is greater than 0. As this is positive, this is also positive. When I add these two things, I'll get positive quantity only. So f dash of x is greater than 0 for all x belongs to open interval 0, pi by 2. Therefore, f dash of x is strictly greater than 0 for all x belongs to open interval 0, pi by 2. What happening from this? What we can say? We can say that f of x is strictly increasing on open interval 0, pi by 2. But in the question what they are asking? In the question they are asking that on which of the following intervals the function is strictly decreasing. In this interval function is strictly decreasing, or in this interval, or in this interval. I checked that in all these three intervals the function is strictly increasing, not strictly decreasing. So what option I can choose here? None of the above. None of these three intervals the function is strictly decreasing. Prove that the function given by f of x equal to log of cos x is strictly increasing, strictly decreasing. So what I'll do, first I'll take the given function and I'll calculate its derivative. Given function f of x is log of cos x. Differentiate it, f dash of x. What is the derivative of f of x? You imagine this part as x. It looks like log x. Derivative of log x is 1 by x. So derivative of log of cos x is 1 by cos x into derivative of cos x. Derivative of cos x is minus sin x. That equal to minus sin x by cos x. Sin x by cos x is what? Sin x by cos x is tan x. So f dash of x I calculated. F dash of x is minus tan x. Now you check that on this interval f dash of x is greater than 0 or less than 0. If x belongs to open interval 0, pi by 2, that means x is in first quadrant. When x is in first quadrant, what do you know about tan x? Tan x is greater than 0. But here minus tan x is there. For a positive number, tan x is positive. Now, for a positive number, if you multiply with a negative sign, then it will become negative. So what you can write here, minus tan x is less than 0. Minus tan x is what? Minus tan x is f dash of x. F dash of x is less than 0 when x belongs to this interval. So what they are asking, prove that this function is strictly decreasing on this interval. Yes, on this interval f dash of x is strictly less than 0. So I can say that f of x is strictly decreasing on open interval 0, pi by 2. Now I need to prove that this function is strictly increasing on this interval. If x belongs to open interval pi by 2, pi, that means x is in second quadrant. If x is in this interval, then what about tan x? It is less than 0, greater than 0, like that you check. This is second quadrant. Na? In second quadrant, tan x is negative. In second quadrant, tan x is negative. Tan x is negative. Na? That negative quantity, if I multiply with negative, negative into negative will become positive. So minus tan x is greater than 0. What is minus tan x? Minus tan x is f dash of x. So f dash of x is greater than 0. Therefore, f dash of x is greater than 0 for all x belongs to open interval pi by 2, pi. What you can say here, therefore, f dash of x is strictly greater than 0. Na? Therefore, f of x is strictly increasing on open interval pi by 2, pi. I hope you understand today's class. If you like this video, please drop a like for this video and share this video with your friends. In case if you are not yet subscribed to my channel, subscribe now. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye-bye. This is question number 14 in exercise number 6.2. What they are asking in this question? Find the least value of a. We need to find least value of a such that the function is strictly increasing on this interval. They given that f of x is strictly increasing on this interval, then we need to find the least value of a. What they given in the question? They given that f of x is strictly increasing on open interval 1 comma 2. If f of x is strictly increasing on open interval 1 comma 2 means f dash of x is greater than 0 for all x belongs to open interval 1 comma 2. From the definition we got this information, f dash of x is greater than 0 for all x belongs to open interval 1 comma 2. Here it is very clear that f dash of 1 is greater than 0. Correct or not? F dash of 1 is greater than 0. What about f dash of 2? F dash of 2 also greater than 0. They given that f dash of x is strictly greater than 0 for all x belongs to open interval 1 comma 2. From this I can write that f dash of 1 is greater than 0 and f dash of 2 also greater than 0. I hope you are understanding. You observe the given function f of x is x square plus ax plus 1. From this, what is f dash of x? Derivative of x square is 2x plus derivative of ax is a. So here we have f dash of x. From this we can write f dash of 1. What is f dash of 1? In place of x you write 1. F dash of 1 is 2 into 1 plus a, that is 2 plus a. So what is f dash of 1? F dash of 1 is 2 plus a greater than 0 and f dash of 2. In this, in place of x you write 2, then you will get f dash of 2. F dash of 2 is what? F dash of 2 is 4 plus a. 4 plus a is greater than 0. From this, clearly a is greater than minus 2 and a is greater than minus 4. You observe on the number line, you mark minus 4 and minus 2 on the number line. What they are saying? What they are saying, a is greater than minus 2. That means this is a is greater than minus 2. A is greater than minus 4 means this interval. If I take the intersection of these two, what I'll get? I'll get that a is greater than minus 2. A is greater than minus 2. So from this, what I can say? The least value of a is minus 2.
Hello everyone, I am Balaji Rao. Welcome to BR Max class. This is last class in increasing and decreasing functions. Till now, in increasing and decreasing functions, what type of problems we learned? We learned how to prove given function is strictly increasing function, how to prove given function is strictly decreasing function on a given interval or on a given set. And we learned that for what values of x the given function is strictly increasing, for what values of x the given function is strictly decreasing. In this class, what are the problems we are going to do? Prove that the given function is strictly increasing on I. You observe, prove that this function is increasing on R. How to prove given function is increasing on a given set? You observe this, the interval in which the function is increasing. So this is the last class of increasing and decreasing functions. In next class, we are going to learn about approximations. Till now, whatever the videos I did, I'll give that video's link in the cards. Before going to start this video, please drop a like for this video. Without much delay, let's begin the class.
Please observe this question number 15. What they are asking. Let I be any interval disjoint from closed interval minus 1 comma 1. I'll tell you what is this I. First, we'll try to understand what they are asking. Prove that the function f given by, this is the function they given, is strictly increasing on I. First, I'll write what is I. What is I? You observe the question. I be any interval disjoint from closed interval minus 1 comma 1. That you can write like this. What they are saying about I? I is any interval disjoint from closed interval minus 1 comma 1. You can take any interval on this part. You observe this red color one. This is I. I is the interval which is disjoint from closed interval minus 1 comma 1. So this I can be written like this. Open interval minus infinity to minus 1 union open interval 1 to infinity. What is the given function? F of x is given as x plus 1 divided by x. Now you differentiate this. F dash of x. F dash of x. That means derivative of this part. That is nothing but derivative of x plus derivative of 1 by x. Derivative of x is what? 1 plus derivative of 1 by x. What is derivative of 1 by x? Derivative of 1 by x is minus 1 divided by x square. Okay, if I simplify this, what I will get? X square in the denominator. In the numerator, what you will get? You will get x square minus 1. You observe, I got a f dash of x. I need to check this f dash of x is strictly greater than 0 on I or not. You observe here, for any real value of x, this denominator x square is always positive. You can observe on this interval I, 0 is not there. So, if you take any x value in this interval, then x square is clearly positive. Now, this f dash of x is positive or negative depends upon this expression. If x square minus 1 is positive, then this whole expression is positive. If x square minus 1 is negative, then this whole expression is negative. This x square minus 1 can be written as x plus 1 into x minus 1 divided by x square. So here, first by using wavy curve method, I'll try to identify when this expression is positive. You see here, this is product of linear factors. You equate each term to 0. If I equate x plus 1 to 0, I'll get x equal to minus 1. That is marked on the number line. If you equate this to 0, you will get x equal to 1. That is also marked on the number line. As per wavy curve method, we can say that when this expression is positive, when this expression is negative. Wavy curve method says that after writing the critical points in the rightmost corner, you keep plus and then write alternate symbols. So it is very clear that this expression is positive in this interval. If you want, you take any one number in this interval, you substitute in this, definitely you are going to get positive only. In the same way, you take any x value in this interval, substitute in this expression, this is going to be positive only. So the point is here, if I take any x value in this interval I, x square is positive. So here, I came to know that this expression is positive when x value is in this interval and in this interval. You can observe this is same as I. I hope you are understanding. So whenever this expression is positive, this is clearly positive now, then f dash of x will be positive. Strictly increasing means f dash of x is greater than 0. So what I can write here, f dash of x is greater than 0. This is greater than 0 for all x belongs to open interval minus infinity to minus 1. Union 1 to infinity. Therefore, f dash of x is greater than 0 for all x belongs to I. You look here, what is I? Here, this is I. Okay. What they are asking, f of x is strictly increasing on I. So, I got that f dash of x is greater than 0 for all x belongs to I. So, I can write that, from this, I can write that f of x is strictly increasing on I. I hope you understand. You observe this question, prove that the function given by f of x equal to, this is the given function, is increasing on R. When I can say the function is increasing function on real numbers, this is not strictly increasing, this is increasing. So if I can prove that this f dash of x is greater than or equal to 0 for all x belongs to R, then I can say that this function is increasing function in R. So what I'll do, first I'll take the given function. What is the given function? Given function is x cube minus 3x square plus 3x minus 100. This is the given function. You differentiate this. What is f dash of x? Derivative of x cube is 3x square minus 3 into derivative of x square is 2x. 3 into 2x is 6x plus derivative of 3x is 3. Now you can observe I can take 3 common. You take 3 common, what you will get? 3 times of x square minus 2x plus 1. So that equal to 3 times of x minus 1 whole square. See, this x square minus 2x plus 1 is there. Now that can be written as x minus 1 whole square. Now the point is, here whole square is there. So x minus 1 whole square is clearly positive. And when I take x equal to 1, this x minus 1 whole square will be 0. Whatever real x value you take, f dash of x is strictly greater than 0. There is a chance that this equal to 0 also. If you put x equal to 1, this will become 0. So f dash of x is greater than or equal to 0 for all x belongs to R. So what they are asking in the question, prove that this function is increasing in R. When I can say the function is increasing on R, if f dash of x is greater than or equal to 0, then I can say that the function is increasing in R. Therefore, f of x is increasing on the set R. I hope you understand this. You observe the question, you need to find the interval in which the given function is increasing. That means you need to find for what values of x dy by dx is greater than or equal to 0. Given function is y equal to x square into e power minus x. You differentiate this with respect to x on both sides. Dy by dx equal to, how to differentiate this right hand side part? UV formula. So what you will get, x square into d by dx of e power minus x plus e power minus x into d by dx of x square. That equal to x square into derivative of e power minus x. You imagine this minus x as x, chain rule differentiation. Imagine minus x as x, it looks like e power x. Derivative of e power x is e power x. So derivative of e power minus x is minus x into derivative of minus x. Derivative of minus x is minus 1. Chain rule differentiation knowledge is needed. E power minus x into derivative of x square. Derivative of x square is 2x. Okay. You can observe here e power minus x is there. Here also e power minus x is there. I'll take e power minus x common. If I take e power minus x common, what I'll get? Here you see minus 1 is there, here x square is there. Minus x square plus 2x. Here inside the brackets here minus is there, so it is not looking good. What I'll do, I'll take minus common. Then what you will get, this equal to minus e power minus x into x square minus 2x. You please try to understand. In this I taken minus common, that minus I written. This minus x square plus 2x will become x square minus 2x. What I am trying to find? I am trying to find that for what values of x dy by dx is greater than or equal to 0. If I simplify this further, what I'll get? Minus e power minus x into, in this x square minus 2x, you take x common, then what you will get? X into x minus 2. So this can be written as minus e power minus x into x minus 0 into x minus 2. What is this? Okay, I got dy by dx. Okay, I need to find for what values of x dy by dx is greater than or equal to 0. First, you observe, I can easily say when this expression is positive, when this expression is negative by using wavy curve method. Okay, and you see e power minus x is always positive. It never be 0 also. It never be negative. If you want, you take some x value and you can check. E power minus x is always positive. See, if I equate this to 0, you will get x equal to 0, x equal to 2. Look here, x equal to 0, x equal to 2. In the rightmost corner, you write plus and then alternate symbols. Now, it is clear that whenever I take x value in this interval, then this expression is positive. And this is clearly positive. This problem will become interesting because of this minus. This expression is positive now. When I multiply with this negative quantity, this total will become negative. Because of this minus, this expression is positive in this interval now. Now this expression is negative in this interval. If you want, you can check by taking some example. In this interval 3 is there. You take 3, in place of x you write 3. 3 minus 0 is 3 into 3 minus 2, 1. This is positive. When I multiply with minus 3. See here, that's why this is negative. I hope you are understanding. In the same way, this minus is there, this minus changes to positive. In the same way, this positive changes to negative. What I am trying to say? I am trying to say that this expression is clearly positive. Now, this whole expression is positive when x is in this interval. This is open interval 0, 2. When I put x equal to 0, you can observe this whole thing will become 0. When I put x equal to 2, then also this whole thing will become 0. In what interval? This function is increasing, they are saying. That means dy by dx is greater than or equal to 0. So here I can write that f of x is increasing function, increasing on closed interval 0, 2. You can observe here in the options closed interval 0, 2 is there. Actually closed interval 0, 2 is not there. It's okay, no problem. But if you observe this open interval 0, 2 is there. In this closed interval 0, 2, open interval 0, 2 is a part. So it can be understood that option D is the right option. If you like this video, please drop a like for this video and share this video with your friends. In case if you are not yet subscribed to my channel, subscribe now. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye bye.